In the last class, we have discussed about types of motion, that is translatory motion, rotatory motion and oscillatory motion. So today we are going to discuss about terms called slow and fast. When you hear the term called slow and fast, what do you mean? What does that mean? Yes, we use time to estimate who is moving fast and slow. When I say you are slow, that means you are slow compared to the other person. When I say you are fast, then how can I say you are fast? I am comparing you and the other person. Then only I can say that you are fast. For example, here you and your friend. This is you and this is your friend. So, suppose you have reached the school first. After you, your friend has reached the school. Then what do I say? I say you are fast to the school. How can I say that you are fast? Because I am comparing you with your friend. When I compare, then I can know that you are fast compared to your friend. And the estimating whether it is fast or slow, it is done by comparing. And the motion should also be in the same direction. If the motion is in opposite direction, for example, you are moving in this direction and your friend is moving in this direction in different motions, I cannot say that who is fast. So slow and fast are used to estimate who is moving in what speed, who is moving in what speed. And that also it can be only said by comparing two persons or two objects. So in motion of objects we include time, in the movement of the objects we also include time. Then only we will be able to say. Now, if you see here, actually, I am going to explain you with just a diagram because here the picture is not good. Okay. So, if you see clearly here, a bicycle and a car is there. If you see once again, a bicycle and a car is there. So, this is a bicycle and a car is also moving. So, there is a track. There is a track. Here the bicycle is there and here the cycle is there. So it has to come to the end point. So car is going to travel and the bicycle is also going to start. Okay. So car is going to come front and come fast and bicycle is going to come later. Okay. But how can you say who reached first? And in how many minutes? And car is faster than bicycle in how many seconds or minutes? So definitely we are going to use time to measure who is fast and in how many minutes the other person is fast. Yes, we know bicycle and car started at the same point. By seeing only, we can say that car has reached the end point fast. Bicycle has reached the end point later. But bicycle is how many minutes slower than the car? If you want to measure exactly, then we have to use time to measure their speed. So, in the motion of the objects, in the movement of the objects, we are including time. So, generally, how to measure time? Yes, we have to measure time. By measuring time only, you will be knowing who is slow or who is fast. But how to measure that? We need some equipment to measure. So we will be using clocks, we will be using stopwatches, and here nowadays we have electronic watches. And simply in our mobile phones also we have clock, stopwatch also is available in our mobile phone. See, when we are using clock, you can just say the time, like now it is 8 o'clock. 1 hour has finished, 2 hours has finished, okay? But generally, why do they use stopwatch? Stopwatch is used to estimate the time interval. What is this time interval? Generally, stopwatches are going to use to estimate time interval. Time interval is nothing but, see, for example, you went outside at 5 o'clock. You went to a playground at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. You went to the playground at 5 p.m. and you came back from the playground at 5:45 p.m. You came back at 5:45 p.m. Then I'm going to ask you, how much time did you play outside? You went at 5 p.m. and you came back at 5:45 p.m. from the playground. Then I am going to ask you, how much time did you take to play? Then what do you say? Will you say, I went 5 o'clock and I came back at 5:45? No, you'll calculate the time period between 5 and 5:45. So easily you can say you took 45 minutes. You took 45 minutes. So you will say, I have spent 45 minutes in the playground. So here you are going to calculate the time interval. So generally stopwatches, we are going to calculate time interval with the help of stopwatches. So these are the different equipment which we are going to calculate the time. Now if you see the units of the time here, generally the small unit of a time is second and the big unit of a time is minute and hour. So seconds are small units, minutes and hours are big units. If you see here, 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. If 60 seconds is completed, then it is equal to 1 minute. If 60 minutes is completed, it is equal to 1 hour. If 24 hours are completed, it is 1 day. If 365 days are completed, it is 1 year. If 10 years are completed, then it is 1 decade. 10 years, or you can even say 1 decade. 10 decades is 1 century. You can understand here. 10 decades means 100 years. Okay. 10 years equal to 1 decade. So 10 decades equal to 100 years. 10 centuries is equal to 1 millennium. So instead of saying 10 centuries, you can even say 1 millennium. So these are the units of time. So you have to know this. So if you want to convert units of time, see, if they ask you to convert from seconds to minutes and minutes to seconds, how to convert? So first you have to know the time relation. This is time relation. That is nothing but 60 seconds equal to 1 minute, 60 minutes equal to 1 hour. Okay. So this is about the units of time. And so here we are going to stop, and in the next class we are going to discuss about converting units, and also we are going to talk about speed.